Hey, what's going on? Mike Kramer, kramernow.com. What we're going to do today is pretty exciting. We're going to move our ClickFunnels funnel over to a system funnel. And I'm going to show you exactly how to mimic any funnel, even if it's not your funnel. Do it in Systeme, which will be, anywhere from free to $27 a month. You'll get most of the features you need. $47 a month if you need webinars and extra funnels or automation steps. And at most, you're going to pay $97 a month, but it would replace the $297 ClickFunnels plus $50 get response or other email automation and several other things. Most of you'll get by fine with either the free version or the $27 a month version. And even that, the $27 a month version is going to replace your $19 a month get response and your $97 a month ClickFunnels and things like that. So I have about $150 worth of software I'm moving over to this $27 a month system. And it's not just because of the price. It's actually less buggy. It's way easier to use. And it's all in one place. You don't have to worry about losing emails from that API integration not working between your email product and ClickFunnels. So I think this is awesome. Let's check it out. So real quick, what I want to show you, because this is the other kind of stuff I'm going to cover in this channel. This is one of my funnels. It's for my mentor. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching for affiliate marketing, he's got the best program in the business. What I wanted to show you here was that on MikeKramerOfficial.com, this is built in Elementor. So let me show you first. This is the ClickFunnels version, right? This is the one that the mentor had built from, these expert copywriters and some of the best in this industry built this funnel. And this is built on ClickFunnels. So with one click, I'm able to download it. And you can see how it looks, right? And that's just the opt-in page. And then what I did was recreate that on MikeKramerOfficial.com, which is built in Elementor Pro. I know somebody's going to ask, can I do this just in Elementor without the Pro version? Probably. I'd have to actually try it or see what features, if any, that I'm using for Elementor Pro. It's just that I like all the other features of Elementor Pro. I use them for other websites. So I do own a 25 license version of Elementor Pro. So I use it for all my websites. So you can see how close. I mean, it's extremely close. There's a little bit of spacing differences, very minor, but the whole look and feel in general is identical, right? Between the ClickFunnels you just saw and then this one, which is Elementor. Right down to the bullet points here with the circle and everything. Everything's the same. Fonts are the same, the general layout, everything's the same. So now what I'm doing, so that's an Elementor, and that's a little more advanced. For those of you that want full control and don't mind doing a little techie work, I would recommend Elementor as your platform. It's a little more complex, but you do have more control and customization ability, but it is more technical. And you got to figure all these plugins and test and back everything up, make sure nothing breaks. If you want to avoid all that, and just have something easy that is drag and drop and works for very well, and you could scale with it, and it'll host your training courses if you build those. It does your email, your automation. It has your opt-in pages. It even has a blog and several templates, more templates than ClickFunnels even. Then I'd go with Systeme, and that's what I'm using, and I recommend for anyone that's new to this, because there's enough stuff to learn with marketing, online marketing, and getting your business online. Why would you want complexity, right? If you're not a super technical person, even if you are, like I am, Systeme is a great system. It's just, it all works together. It's affordable. It can scale. It's incredible. So even if you only use it for your training course, or for your funnels and email, it's totally worth it. Okay, here's under the hood, right, of my funnel. We don't even need to go in here. All right, we can just look at the funnel itself. This is the original ClickFunnels one here. And I'll put Systeme right next to it. I'll get rid of this Elementor one. I just wanted to show you how you can recreate a funnel in anything. And I'd recommend Systeme, or if you're an Elementor person, I'll cover that in the next video. We're going to recreate this funnel, and you can see I'm not under the hood. I'm right on the website. That's why I said you could do this for anybody's funnel. All you need to do is get the website so you could look at it. Yeah, so I started building it here. I'll start it over from scratch, but I wanted to show you what I had done so far. All right, so this is where I got so far. And let's just do a side-by-side again. Again, I'm not done with it yet, but so here's the ClickFunnels version. And then here is the system version. So you could see I think the button is the most obvious thing. There's a gradient on the button and there's no way to do a gradient. As far as the fonts, they're the same. So if we wanted to just start from scratch, and let me take the beginning, sorry. So once you set up an account in Systeme and use my link in the description, helps me out and I'll help you out to get your stuff built. You'd want to go click on funnels here and click on create a funnel, right? Give it a name. I always recommend program you're promoting. In this case, it's MCS for me. And then what it is for that funnel. It's the free training opt-in. So you're going to have a squeeze page where people sign up, put in their email address and sign up. They usually want something in exchange, like a video, a PDF, something you're giving away in exchange for their email. So you create what we call an opt-in page or a squeeze page, and then you'd have a thank you page. And we'll go over all the steps in a funnel. But for those of you familiar with it, or those of you that aren't, just understand we want to build a page that's pretty simple and just want to collect their email address. That's what the squeeze page or opt-in page is for. So we're going to hit create a step. Yeah, so when you hit create a funnel, right, it'll ask you, do you want a template? So you name it, you pick the domain. You could just leave it on your Systeme.io domain that you may have named when you first signed up. I have a custom domain I added, but we'll cover that in another video. So you name it, and then you basically just want to say build an audience, because that's going to have a squeeze page and a thank you page and a bunch of templates in it that you could pick from, and that's really what this is here. You'll end up with this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a step from scratch, just blank. I'll call it demo ClickFunnels conversion or, whatever. What kind of step is it? It's really just a squeeze page. So we're going to pick that, hit save. All right, so then you get to pick a template for what you want it to look like. And a lot of these are fantastic. So you always want to keep it simple. Feel free to use one of these. But again, this video is about how to recreate an existing funnel, either from ClickFunnels or someone else's funnel in Systeme. And this is a blank one, so we're just going to hit select that. We're going to start blank, and we're going to hit edit right here. So there's a very clean interface with save, view, edit, and this choose a template if you want to switch it. So we're going to hit edit. And so let me take a step back and just talk to you real quick about how to clone a funnel, whether it's ClickFunnels or something else, into Systeme. There's no program or anything that I'm aware of that'll convert that funnel to Systeme or any other platform for that matter. So you got to do it, quote unquote, the hard way, right? But I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in the easiest way that you can. And it's to have the funnel that you want to mimic on one tab, pull up, use Chrome, by the way. Other browsers will do this inspect feature and stuff like that, but we're going to be using inspect. Quickly look at what fonts and sizes and everything so that we don't have to mess around. So drag and drop your first element. The interface of Systeme is very familiar if you're a ClickFunnels user. I think the biggest difference is this window's on the left instead of on the right. And some of the little icons are different, like your view, save, and exit are over here. But your settings and pop-ups are over here, similar to ClickFunnels. And you have all these elements and blocks, right? So blocks is kind of like a saved section. If you want to save it and reuse it for different things, you could see all that here. But elements is how you would kind of build this from scratch. And similar to ClickFunnels, this web page builder, which is really all it is, has sections, the rows, and then the elements. So we're going to want to get, drag an element here. So you'll notice something else. Say you want 2 columns up here. You just drag and drop the 2 columns. It'll throw the section for you in there and then the rows. So that's why it doesn't really matter. It does some shortcuts like that, which is very convenient. So here we're going to trash the row, leave the section. But again, we're going to do this. So this, you can see, goes full width, right? It has a border top and bottom, and it has a font here. So we're going to copy the text, just Control-C, highlight it, Control-C. I'd like to do the keyboard and the mouse. You could always right-click this and hit copy. I just find it easier to have my mouse working and my fingers on Control-C on the keyboard, So anyway, you copy that. And you're going to, if you just accidentally clicked like I did, you could always hit section, this exit here. But yeah, you could throw in, it's a headline. So most of these big things are headlines, right? So we're going to replace the text by just hitting paste. and boom, it gets in this default font. Now we need to know what kind of font this is, and the shortcut is Control-Shift-C on Windows. You can also just do this, right? If you're a mouse person, you could highlight it. You know, like I recommend highlighting a section. I don't know why it's weird, but just trust me, highlight some of this, not the whole thing. You can right click and hit inspect too, and it'll open this. But what's neat about that, why I like the keyboard keys, is that for some reason when you use the keyboard keys, it gives you this little window that drops down. That usually gives you your info more concisely than trying to figure out this crazy thing on the right, which isn't that hard, I'll show you, but here we get to see 24 pixel Oswald under font, if you see that. The color is white. I mean, you got the hex code if you need it, but it was pretty clearly just white, 24 pixel Oswald. And then when you see Helvetica sans serif, whatever that says, Helvetica sans serif, what that is like backup fonts. So it goes in that order. If it doesn't find Oswald, it uses Helvetica. If it doesn't find Helvetica, it uses sans serif. I wouldn't worry about that. Just look for 24 pixel Oswald. And that's what I'm going to do here. You don't need to highlight the text. It'll do the whole thing in the same font. So now that you're on here, you just go to the left and you see the same font as a page. It's the font type. You want to look for, I think it was Oswald, right? Yeah, 24 pixel Oswald. So we're going to go here, go to Google Fonts. They're almost all in there under Google Fonts. And then look for Oswald. You could search it, start typing it, but I see it right there. And you're going to see font size, right? So you can do the slider. I do a combo. I kind of get the slider close and then I click line height. I usually go about 2 to 4 over the font size. So like, 28, I guess. I just hit 28 and did this crazy thing, 2.8. Yeah. And you could see down here, text background color. So we want actually the whole section. So you can see here's the row, here's the section. We want the whole section to be this gray or black kind of color. So we need to highlight the section, and you could just move your mouse until you get, see that? You got text, move it up and out, row, move it up and out, you got section. You can also, if you click something like here, yeah, I had to click it twice. If you click this in here and click it again, you'll see this text row section, which I like, because now I can go and pick section from there, and now it's got the section settings. So we want the section to be this background color. You just click this, right? And we'll just pick some kind of dark gray or maybe even black. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, so you'll see some of those things. That's what I was talking about. You can't do a gradient. So you could see on my, the one I built already. I'm just showing you how I did this. So you pick a dark gray, right? We can't be too picky about this, right? So I want to show you how to do this quickly. So we're getting the section, right? And the color doesn't look dark enough, so we're going to go a little darker. I forgot to change the font color to white, so we're going to click that. Yeah, they do it here. Yeah, that's right. That's the other thing I thought was a little weird, is a lot of these things are right here with heading, header 1, 2, 3, 4, bold, italic, underscore, crossed out, and color, and then the link. So we're going to click that color and change that to white. In fact, yeah, 2555, there it is right there. So, and what's annoying about it is here you do have to highlight it. So not a big fan of that inconsistency, but now that does look, I was going to say it looked small, but I guess it is that small. I don't know. That looks, my eyes might be bugging. So let's save changes for now. Now we need a border. And if you look at this border, right, it's top and bottom of the section. So we're going to click on the section. We're going to scroll down and this inner color, let's see if we can do the background color. Let's see if we could do that gold, right? And then just make it small. Let's make it darker too. That's not really gold. Where's the gold? Where's the gold? Yeah, let's see there. We're getting a little better. That's not bad. Okay. So let's see if we can make this. Aha. Yeah, so you see that? I hit the padding, and that padding was kind of like from the inner section to the outer section. So we're going to get rid of the padding. We're going to lower that top down to a sliver and this bottom down to a sliver. And that's how you get that, it looks like a border. Now, I kind of wish they would just give you a border option. So, but yeah, let's do like a 10. And then you can see those two lines. That might be too thick, isn't it? Yeah, the original is really not, it's almost not visible. All right, so maybe we'll do a 5. I didn't realize how thin it was. So again, you're not looking for perfection. You're just trying to, mimic that look, right? So aside from the spacing, we're going to do this trick again with the inspect and see how there's no pop-up. But if I do Control-Shift-C, boom, I get that weird pop-up. So I just find that faster. So that's why I like keyboard shortcuts. 20 pixel Montserrat. So let's copy the text itself, right? Copy, go to here. We're going to do a new headline. All right, so go back, headline text, drop it down. Oh, we need a new section. So let's do another row. You got to be aware of your sections too, because some sections you want to go all the way like this, and other sections you may want, padding. Although you could do that to the row as well. But here I could tell you there's 2 columns, right? So to control the overall left and right here and there, you're going to want to do padding on the section rather than on the row. And then the row, because the row, for example, is going to be, here's a row, and there's going to be padding here and here, if that makes sense. And the section is going to have padding here and then way over on that outside. You need to be aware of the difference. If you have a 1-column row, then it doesn't matter a whole lot, but that's the kind of what I got into when I was building this over here, was you can see how wide this is, and I realized, ooh, I got to make this narrower, right? So here, these first, until we get down to the button, we could just keep one section. Yeah, so we could do one section all the way down to the button. So we can keep that. So we got a row, we added a row. Oh no, see, it added another section. Not a big deal, it doesn't matter, right? So let's keep moving. We're gonna throw a headline in there. All right, I don't know how I got 2, but let's get rid of that real quick. Boom. Threw a new row in too. So you got to watch it. It tries to help you with shortcuts. So it's easy. Like I just clicked on the left here without dragging, and it threw one in here. So, all right. So let's get this highlighted, paste it. Let's see what color that was. Yeah, this is all black text. So we'll just leave that. And it was 20 pixel Montserrat. So we need to go over here. Font size, bring that down to 20. Remember, I like this to be like about 4 over. So 24, we're going to do Montserrat. Google Fonts is always for the win. Here's Montserrat right there. And font style, by the way, is weight. So I wish they'd call it weight, but but they have italic under there too. So yeah, I see why they have that. They really did a good job simplifying the menu, but if you're used to another platform like Elementor or ClickFunnels, this might take a little getting used to, but they really did a good job trying to keep everything very clean at the expense of a couple features missing. But you think about a funnel, you don't want to get fancy. You don't want, even your website, it shouldn't be full of animation and craziness. It needs to like serve a purpose and direct your customer to the desired action, and help them and let them be able to find things very quickly and efficiently. So, all right, so we got this free training, blah, blah, blah. We'll worry about spacing, like I said, in a little bit. Let's do another. We can actually clone that and we'll paste this. I know it's different font, but it's just faster this way. Clone it 1, 2 more times. I'll show you what I mean. So over here, we have this text, right? And we can get out of the text editing. And right here, where you have text headline, there's this duplicate. It looks like 2 pages. You just click that twice. Now we have 2 more text headlines. And so now what I'm going to do is paste that text, how I made 7 figures. Then I'm going to paste this from home, right? We're going to copy, paste that. Oops. And now let's get to the fonts. So this one I believe is Oswald, but let's double check. Highlight a section, Control-Shift-C. You'll get that pop-up and you can see 40 pixel Oswald. Great. Highlight or click on that, sorry. Google Fonts, 40 pixel Oswald. Oh, and then remember to change that about 4 over. Oswald, there we go. Boom. You can see it's looking already a lot more like this. Now look at how that wrapped, right? You can, my own right here. You could probably force a break with an enter key like I just did. Or you can change the width of this with padding or margins. But the idea is just to get this going quickly. If you want it to always break there, unless it got even, shrunk even narrower, which you don't have a lot of control over, then I would just do a hard break with a return, carriage return, enter key right after own. So that's what I did. Boom. Then you don't have to mess around. We're going to highlight this guy, 16 pixel Montserrat. So let's click on that. 16. Remember, this is 4 over Montserrat. Okay, it's already there. And then, boom, we're into a button. So, look, we're just ripping through this. So go to the system editor and exit out of this editing. You want to find a new element. And this element is a button. So you want to scroll down and you'll see this button. I just clicked it. You don't have to click and drag. I just clicked it and throws it below. So you could start building really quickly. So you could see when I click it, there's a click here and a subtext. So when you scroll down here, you'll see, scroll down, here is the button text, and then there's the subtext. So that's what this is. Now, unfortunately, you can't usually copy this text from a button, but we'll just type it. Yes, Mike, give me the training now. So we're going to type that right here.
Yes, Mike, give me the training now.
Mentorship and training closing soon. That's the subtext. So we're going to say
asterisk mentorship plus training closing soon.
Now you go, oh, well, that doesn't look quite right, Yeah. All right, so Control-Shift-C. You hit hover here, and you'll see 26 Montserrat. Let's do that. On the button text, 26. Add 4. Montserrat. And then font style, I didn't even look at that yet, but let's just skip that for now. Subtext font, you're going to look at this guy, right? And it's 16 Montserrat. And it was a lot less bold, I could see. So 16 Montserrat. All right. So now let's see where we're at. Look at the weight. That might be a little heavier than mine. So we can click back up here, click it again. Now there's a bold button, right? But there's also this font style. So we can click on that and go to bold. See that? So I change that to 700. That looks a little more like this does. And unfortunately, this doesn't tell us the number. But if I go to computed, yeah, font weight, 700, boom. So yeah, if you notice that, all I did was click on that. You could hit inspect, go over to here, click on computed, and sometimes you'll see font weight. And you'll get that number 700 right here by my face. You see that? All right. So if you don't worry. Again, we don't have to be exact, just get it close, but that was handy. And then if we look at this free training, that looks about the same weight as far as I can tell. Then we look at this big line, that looks like about the same weight. And then that little line from home, that actually looks a little more bold than mine. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to click on that twice. Sometimes you have to click it twice. And we'll do like a 600 semi-bold and see what that looks like without. Ooh, I think it's bolder than that. It might be 700. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Hard cost or techie stuff. So I try to focus on one letter, like or. I'm focusing on or. And I'm looking at, now it's pretty close. So onto the button. We know we have to make that bold, the top line. The second line is pretty close. Might make it a little thicker, but so yeah, this top one, we go to button Montserrat. Here we go. We're going to go 700 on that. Seems to be the theme here. And then we're going to go to this guy and maybe bump it up to like medium 500. Yeah, that looks, let me focus on something like CLO. Yeah, it's hard to say. pretty darn close anyway. So why does mine look smaller? Maybe not. Yeah. You want it to be legible, right? And again, the whole idea, you could always change the font size and whatever, but again, I'm showing you how to mimic things, and then you could always improve on it, whatever, however you see fit. Most of the time, you're not going to be mimicking somebody's funnel unless it's your own. So that's what I'm doing. I'm moving from ClickFunnels to Systeme. And to do that, I'm mimicking the funnel and I'm cloning it. I'm recreating it in Systeme. And I want to show you it's really not that bad. Now, as you get into longer and longer funnels, if someone else is making them, like if you belong to a mentorship course or a coaching course where they provide the funnels for you and they update them frequently and they have these very long copy, like after the opt-in, there's usually like a video sales letter or other pages that have a ton of testimonials on them, like the rest of this funnel. It's going to take a very long time to recreate that. And often it's easier to just get it from, on the platform that it was built in. So if that was ClickFunnels, it's easier to just stay in ClickFunnels and click it. It kind of depends on what your goal is. Is your goal to save yourself time or save yourself money? In general, I like to save time over money, but I understand when people are just starting out, it's hard to keep a $97 or $150 a month thing going for your business when you're not seeing much traction for the first 6 months or so. So that's why I think, build your funnels, learn how to do it in Systeme, copy what you can over to Systeme. And if you happen to be in MCS or you're thinking about it, contact me and I'll give you a copy as part of my bonus package. One of many things I include in my bonus package is a copy of this funnel. So you can, instead of paying $97 a month at ClickFunnels, I'll be running it in Systeme for either free or $27 a month. It really depends on what your needs are, how many funnels you have besides this, and if you need additional automation and stuff. So I did a whole nother video on Systeme. I'll put a little box up there you can click on and check it out as far as a demo and running through all the features real quick. I'm going to do a more in-depth one soon, but this is really just to show you how to clone a funnel. So, and we're not going to do a whole thing. I don't want you to get bored to death. So let's do a couple other things like, okay, the gold, right? So click on that. We need to change the background. So you can see we're on the elements. You got to click it again to get the edit for the block. Or you could hit the gearbox that was over there. So let's look for background color. So we're going to look for, here's the fonts. Here we go. Boom. So now we know it's like some kind of gold, right? I don't know if I guess I don't really have a gold save, do I? Yikes. Yeah. So we need to have a gold color. Gold's that weird kind of orange yellow, So let's see how they did it. Oh, it's pretty dark. Yeah, it's almost like a brown. Yeah, so we're going to go somewhere in, like that. Because you want that white text to stand out. And so this is the one complaint I had about Systeme is, again, you don't have that gradient. And I know it's really unnecessary, but it does give it a little extra flair that some people like. So, there's no way to do a gradient. You can do a shadow around it. So let's see. We don't have rounded corners, but there is a shadow on that, if you noticed. So let's see, we can get a shadow. We got to do, here we go, shadow, try a soft shadow, here, blurry shadow. So that's kind of, blurry shadow seems to be the closest thing I've seen to some of these types of deals here. This has animation, but so now down here, we'll do this and then we'll call it a day, but this is basically 2 columns, right? So and what is this? Oh, the border. Yeah, we don't really want a border color because I don't think, there's really no border on that. I mean, if you want to add a little flair, I'd make it black or something, but all zeros there. But that gives it a little more depth. As far as these sections and how far apart they are, you could just click on one and look at margins and padding. So you can see top and bottom is 15 on that. If I change it, look how it's moving up. Right? So you kind of just do that to match your other funnel or for your preferences, depending on what you're going for. And let's do the new section with the columns. We're going to go back, exit out, go down here to 2 columns. So what I'm going to do is create a new, let's delete this and create a new section. It's just confirming. And we're going to scroll down for that section. Here we go. Boom, new section. See that? Now we're going to say 2 columns. It threw in a 1 column row for us. We could just trash that. All in one, you don't have to go out and link it with Get Response or ActiveCampaign or something else and worry about it not working and that API being flaky, which it always is. And the worst thing is you don't even know you're losing email leads, but you are. So that's why I love this system. It's not going to happen because it's all in one and it's built in there. So, and here you're going to do things like not a menu, but a bulleted list. I can't even say that, bulleted list. And you see how I drag that? So it put it on its own down here when I clicked it on the left. But I just literally grab it and then drag it till you see the blue line where you want it. And now, boom, it's over there. That's how we're going to create this section. Sometimes it's easier to close that inspection window when it's in your way. And, and you literally just copy this text. So that's the beauty of it, is that you don't have to type everything, just the button text. Yeah, so we'll get this text in here real quick. Just Control-C, Control-V to paste.
Control-Charlie to copy, Control-Victor to paste. Boom, highlight, paste.
And we want some more gaps here. The font is wrong, and we need a different icon. And then on the left, we need 2 images and some text. So real quick, let's do the image. Let's build it, and then we'll format it. So we're going to do 2 images right there. And yeah, we don't want this single row, so we're going to do an image there and one right above it. We're going to go ahead and click that image, go to the image file, and under my images, you have my handsome photo. And look how big that is. No one wants to see my mug that big when they load the page. So we're going to click on that and see this image size. We're going to bust that down to like, I don't know, maybe even 200, something like that. And you know what? It was rounded here, right? And this border is actually part of his image. But what we can do here is this border radius, if you scroll down, boom, look at that. Sorry, we don't want individual. This will do all border. And we're going to crank that up to like 100. See how it's moving? Right? It's almost circular, and then boom, at 100. Now, if your image is bigger, you need a bigger number here. That's not percentage radius. It's like a pixel radius. So because it's a 200 size, it's 200 across. Well, each corner is 100. If it's half the image, if that makes sense. So if you had a 400 by 400 image, you're going to need 200 radius or something like that. So style. Oh, that's for the border. Yeah, we don't really want to put a border on it. You could blur the photo, but like, why would you do that? Well, I know why you do it for my face. But yeah, and then we'll add this guy in here. So we click that. Oops, click it again to edit it. Click the cloud, your images, pick him, hit insert. Boom, his was already round. We want to check the size. Yeah, so see that the size was different. You want them to match generally so they look the same. And then, although his looks smaller because of the circle. Did I do that? Oh, I did that there. Yeah, so here in this case, I could see making his a little bigger because his border makes it look smaller. Maybe 220. Yeah, that looks a little better. So that's what I mean is, don't get too hung up on anything really, the image, the appearance, whatever. You're just going for that look and feel. And you could see, like, again, how I got this to look very close to this. And yeah, the gradients make it look nicer, things like that. But, when somebody's opting in, what you got to worry about a lot more is your copy. And that means what compelling words are you using to get them to take action. I wouldn't get too caught up on the graphics, and Systeme will likely add that as a feature later anyway. So that, that's what I see that's missing as a gradient. I just call out things I can't do to mimic other funnels or do when I'm working on something. If there's something I can't do, I'll call it out. Is it a major thing? No, I don't think it is, but I'm going to call it out anyway so people are aware and there's no, tomfoolery or whatnot. Now, you may have noticed we're missing some text here. So those are other just headlines. Text is usually a whole block, it'll give you. So really, we just want headlines. You could just click 2 there and we'll just drag them. So you can just see how easy this is. Click, drag, and now you got them. We of course gotta do our trick where you highlight some, Control-Shift-C as in Charlie, and you'll see that's a 22 pixel Montserrat. So we're gonna click on that. We're gonna do a Google font, Montserrat 22, oops, plus 6 is 20, plus 4 is 26. And there we go. And this is another point where since you know they're going to be the same, it might be easier to duplicate this. What I did was click away because I was in the edit mode. You could also just, I just find it easier to click away. Click it away and hover, and then you get this duplicate. And now you could put that down here because now that's closer to, the font's the same, right? Although I didn't even look at the weight yet. So yeah, that's a lot bolder. Oh, and he's got extra text there in a 16 Montserrat. Great. So let's duplicate that one. And then this one, style looks like a 700. This is a style. Oops, click it again. Style 700. And we're going to put my name. We're going to put his name. And actually, yeah, I had that backwards. We actually had this with a 7-figure affiliate. Oops, I got the picture. Okay. That's in the smaller text, so I'll paste that here. Then I will move it. Boom. Oops. There we go. You want to hold it till you have that blue line where you want it. There we go. Okay. Now you can see the gap here, right? The spacing, the name is right under the picture there, and here it's not. So we're going to look at this. Probably has a margin on it that we got to fix. So we're going to click on that. Look at the margins. Yep, sure enough, it is 15. We're going to put that at 0. 0. Probably both of these need to be the same.
0. Let me see if I can double click and hit 0. Yeah, that worked. I just know sometimes it's kind of wonky when I'm typing it. Scroll down, double click 0, double click 0.
And so now you see the spacing is better. That might be too tight. Yeah, and that's actually, this was 16, wasn't it? So we're going to go over here and you want different color, right? We want gold color icons. So we got to look for the icon selector. Aha. So we're looking for a circle. So we're going to type in circle. And we're going to look to see if there is something similar. Maybe there's a dot. Can I type in dot? Aha, that looks better. Yeah, dot. And you see that? So I clicked on that. Boom, it changed them all. And then the color is this, whatever color we want more of our gold. I should have copied the hex code. What I usually do is keep a notepad handy, and then I just write the main colors for whatever site I'm working on. But are those darker? Yeah, they're a little bit darker, aren't they? That looks pretty good. So I think this font is different too. We didn't change that, did we? All right, so Control-Shift-C. We get our handy dandy pop out, 20 pixel Montserrat. So we're going to click here and look at the fonts. Google, Montserrat. Where's the size? Yeah, 20 pixel, great. We could do 24 line size. Oh, yikes. Yeah, so see what the line height does. This we're going to eyeball. There's kind of like a half a space. Yeah, there we go. So let's look. Okay. It's pretty close, actually. Let's do 30. Yeah, that's about what it is. Now, I'd like more space between the paragraphs like you see here. And that, I believe, is, vertical spacing. That's possible here. But you could see now, right? So just what we did today, let me get rid of this inspect window, is aside from the gradients again, right? And aside from the vertical spacing, I didn't mess with it. We could tighten it up a little to match here. But you could see how quickly we were able to get the fonts, the sizes, everything we needed to recreate this quickly in this platform that's much cheaper. It's less buggy, and it integrates with email. It's all built in, and you can host your training. You do courses on here. Host your videos like Vimeo. It does everything you need to do. It has automation that costs $50 a month on GetResponse to get, that kind of workflow automation. So we just got that. All we have left, I'm not going to bother you with it, is you could clone that button, make it a little bit smaller, font's a little smaller. You had this footer, which is just another section with black background, 3 links at the bottom, and some text there and a line divider. And those things are all in here, and you could see how easy it was, when you get down here. So if I wanted a new section, of course, you just go here, find the section, right? Here's our new section. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to say background color black. Boom. Oops. Boom. There's our black section. And then, you'd be adding text to it. So you get the idea. Hopefully this helped you. Let me know if there's anything you're having problems with in Systeme, or if you're wondering what other features Systeme has that you're probably not even getting all the features that it has in your expensive software that you're using. So that's also buggy. I highly recommend migrating your stuff to Systeme, your funnels and emails, or your training course or whatever. You're going to save money and you're going to have less problems and more features. I think it's awesome. Now, when I try to save this funnel, because I didn't finish with the functionality of the email, I try to hit save and it says at least 1 email input is required on this page. So what you need to do is when you click this button, well, what is the action when the button is clicked? You could have it send a form, show a pop-up, open a link, download a file, all sorts of stuff. You want to either send the form, but you have no form. So in this case, for this funnel, if you look at how it works, right, you click it, boom, there's a pop-up. So in this case, you're going to want to do show a pop-up. Some opt-ins have the form right here with the fields for name and email or whatever fields you have. And that button, then you would just do, send form. But in this case, we want to show a pop-up. It says, hey, select a pop-up. I don't have one. So we have to hit save changes. We have to click pop-ups. And now it says, hey, you don't have any. So you add a pop-up. And boom, subscribe here for free. Now we're going to put in all this kind of stuff, right? We're going to copy this text. I wasn't going to cover all this part, but so boom. And it's the same idea, right? The font, you got to figure out what font that is. We should be able to inspect it because it's not a button. There's the pop-up. Okay. I thought it's a fajita one. 48 pixel Fahala one. 48 pixel Fahala one. That is big. So 48 Fahala one. There it is. Sweet. Boom. Enter your best email. Get access to the training. There's 2 fields, right? So this one just has 1 field. The way we add a field is right here under form. So boom, I just click that. It says input type not set. There's a warning. So we're gonna put this guy right there where the blue line is. This is name and email. So yeah, so this one's already set for email. So we're gonna actually move this guy right above it, because this will be name. So when we click on it, it's saying, hey, input type is not there. So we're going to say, I like to put name because some people will enter their last name and then you have more information, right? It's not about being creepy or whatever. It's just they might put their first, they might put their last, they might put first and last. So why limit it? It's just for your email forms, you got to remember to choose first name. If you're going to write emails that say hello, first name here, you're going to have to remember that. So then boom, email. I'd like to see a prompt so it's the same name and email. So placeholder is what they'll see. Oops, you got to spell email right. Name and email, right? And then click here. We want that to be the same color as our other one. So again, I'd write down the hex code so that you're being exact. But in this case, I am just showing you quickly how to do this. So we are going to pick the gold. If I could find something that looks gold. That's pretty close, yeah. And then, yes, Mike, give me the training now. Click here. We're going to change that to say, yes, give me the free training. And yes, give me the free training. And I'm not too worried about this right now. I just want to show you the functionality. So you put your text there, right? And you're clicking that. And you can see at the top it says send form. And it's because you're going to submit this form. and it knows to put it in its system because it's all in one. Yeah, you can actually insert an HTML code in here if you really wanted to go to a different email program, but you can't have a funnel or website you build in Systeme go to an outside email. That would be silly anyway, since they have it all here. But you can have another, like a website, Elementor website, like you have perhaps that you didn't want to build in here because you wanted more control. You could have it and create an HTML form that submits it to this email system in Systeme. So we'll go over that in a future video, but for now you have this send a form, and then do you want to redirect users after contact registration? Yes, you'd want to go to the next step in the funnel. You could put in a custom URL if you want them to go somewhere else, or not redirect them if this was just for like a download or something. Double opt-in is they have to check twice and acknowledge that they got the email and things like that. Some states or laws require that, so check your local laws. Now we have that already. It's going to go to the next step. So we just have to make sure our next step in the funnel is our thank you page, and then we're all set. And it's already built that way because we use the template for build an audience. So, obviously we didn't finish everything here, but you got the idea. Everything would work here. It's functional. It's just all, I'm going to save that. I'm going to bail out of this pop-up. All right, so we almost missed an important thing here. Edit pop-up settings at the top of your pop-up. You're going to want to go to, you may or may not want to show the close button, but open pop-up automatically, I would turn that off because they'll never see your page behind it, right? Open on exit intent, meaning if their mouse goes up here to close, then it'll open. Not a terrible idea. It gets their attention again. If you're doing that though, I would probably show the close button so they're able to close that window and get back over here, because I had no way to get over there. We can't detect exit on a mobile device. Do you want to display on a timer on a mobile? No, not necessary. Probably just gets annoying at some point, right? So we're going to close that. We're going to save changes. Boy, it does not want to close that pop-up. That's a little bit annoying too. So we're going to save changes. We're going to preview it. Now it doesn't open it automatically. You have this warning about do not send this URL to people. Oh, it thought I was exiting. But see, now I can close that window. So I'm going to close this. I just want to show you what this looked like. Now it won't do exit intent twice. Exit intent twice. You'd have to hit this button. But that's how it works now. You have this funnel, or a landing page really, we should call it, where it looks almost the same as the original. Obviously, there's some formatting work to do as well as the footer. And then if you want to turn off this link, which would be to your affiliate ID, so you can make money from people clicking on that. But a lot of people like to turn that off. I recommend turning it off on a funnel because the whole point of a funnel is to keep somebody from getting distracted and to have them do the next action, in your steps. So the way we're going to have to turn that off is to go to your settings for this funnel, right? And then scroll down to display an affiliate badge to earn lifetime commissions. Some people like that because, hey, maybe make a few sales that way. But again, a lot of people don't like it because they want their customer to focus on the funnel. So there's that, and there's hide from search engines. Typically, the opt-in, it's up to you. Some people like to have the opt-in register on search engines. I don't care. I don't see why not. But other pages, you don't want search engines to find it, so you would keep that checked. That is the default, so just be aware of that. And then now we'll save it. And if we go back to our preview window here, get rid of this. But here's the important thing is when they click this, they get the pop-up. And boom, you put in your name, your email, and let me just put in some fake stuff, blah, blah, blah. Hit, oh, it knows it's not valid at blah, 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 .com. Give me the free training, and boom, that's it. Now, why didn't it take me to the next step? It's simply because we didn't create the next step. We did not create the thank you page. So there's nothing here, it's blank. So let's just go select this template so that we can save it. All right, so if we move this demo up, we got to put the demo up above the thank you page. All right, so we launched the demo page. We hit the button. We put in our name, Mike, and our email, and then hit, yes, give me the training. Boom, it took us to the next step. Now, I didn't edit it. That was the next step in this funnel. It went right here. So that's what was cool. Now, next time we'll go into contacts And we'll check that out and talk about tags, which is exciting. But boom, you can see that other email was not real. So it tests it. And if it's fake, it doesn't even add it to your list. So this one was real, added to my list, and we're cooking with gas now. So I hope this helped you. Let me know if you need help with any of this stuff or how to get away from ClickFunnels. But let me know. Again, this is Mike Kramer, kramernow.com. Thanks, and take it easy.